What is up, everybody? Welcome back. If you are new, please hit that subscribe button. It would be much appreciated. I'm new to this YouTube game, so I'm trying to get as many subscribers as I can. I try to make posts every few days. Everything from current events to things that are on my mind, things that are bothering me, to things I feel like maybe you should know about. I believe I have a good one for you today. So let's get started. First things first. In no way, shape, or form do I consider myself a Republican. I have voted Democrat before. I may again. But I do consider myself to have a little common sense. I'm a common sense type person. I am also someone who can distinguish right from wrong. I'm someone who wants what's best for our country. Not only our country, I want what's best for my children as well. And I can remember back when I was a kid. Like, it doesn't seem like that long ago, but trust me, it is. And my parents, they didn't seem to worry like we worry today. I mean, about our well-being, financially. I mean, maybe times were different back then. Maybe they were a little crazy. But there's no way I would let my children walk down the street by themselves in today's society. It's not happening. My parents could actually take us to a park without worrying if we're going to be stuck by a needle, or if there's going to be drug addicts smoking drugs on a picnic table, or if there was going to be a homeless encampment right out in the open for everybody to see. I mean, you can't take your kids anywhere in today's society. So my question is, what went wrong? What happened to law and order? What happened to the common sense type mentality? At what point did we stop caring for our communities? I'll tell you what happened. The Democratic Party happened. With their incompetence, their backwards mentalities, their corrupt policies, their backwards ideologies. But don't get me wrong. There was a time when the Democratic Party was the party of the people. You know, they were for the hardworking Americans. You know, they were for the families. You know, just the hardworking individuals who wanted to earn their way, not get handouts. But at some point, somewhere along the way, it changed. Today's Democratic Party, it is not the party of the people. And they claim it's compassion. But what they're really doing is destroying our communities, spending your tax dollars on homelessness, welcoming illegals into our country, all while the citizen pays the price through higher taxes and higher crime in their community. So I ask again, what has happened to the Democratic Party? You know, they can't even seem to tell us what a man or a woman is anymore. Let biological men in women's bathrooms, let men, play in women's sports. That's not progress. You know, that's just confusion on our youth. Just take a look at California. I was born and raised in this state, and it's a perfect example of what happens when the Democratic Party runs unchecked. Our governor, Gavin Newsom, Nancy Pelosi's nephew, Aunt Nancy, he just spent over $200 million to redraw our state's political districts. Even though we already have a commission, we voted on it already back in 2010, and he just threw that right out the window without asking us. That's over $200 million, not for schools, not for law enforcement, but to protect political power. At the same time, in November 24, Californians overwhelmingly, voted for Prop 36. It's a measure to crack down on repeat crime, and I believe it was retail theft. So that's 2/3 of California voters supported it. And what did he do? He rejected it. He rejected it because he said the state could not afford it. Even though the cost to enforce Prop 36 cost just about the same as it does for his redistricting project. So you're going to reject what the voters want, but you're going to pay for something for your own political power. What happened to the Democratic Party? And then all while this is happening, you have the Democrats shutting down the federal government. Why? Because you have Democrat leaders like Chuck Schumer and the Timu Obama who refuse to reopen it unless the Republicans, meet their extreme spending demands. Meanwhile, the Republicans, are trying to pass a clean C7, just to keep the government rolling. And you got, them and President Trump making sure our troops are being paid. At least they're standing up for law and order, border securities, the American people. It's like, look, you don't have to agree with everything a party does, but it's time to be honest. The Democrat Party has lost their way, like, completely. It seems like they became the party, of open borders, moral confusion, endless spending, high taxes. At least the Republicans, right now anyway, seem like, they're the ones standing up for stability, safety, sanity. America needs leaders who are going to put its citizens first, put our country first, believe in hard work, accountability, truth. Imagine what these parties can do if they would actually work together. Imagine what they can accomplish instead of sitting around playing political theater all day. The difference, it would be clear. So I just hope that the American people wake up. If these people don't want to work for us, they don't want to have our best interest in mind, our country's best interest in mind, it's time for them to go. So that's what I have for you today. I hope you take just a little bit of what I said, think about it. Love you guys. Peace.